Yo, peace, all of my quarantine sneakerheads and non-sneakerheads. I hope you guys are doing well at this time. I do have another sneaker video. This is the 350 CINDER coming from KICKZE.com. I've been messing with KICKZE for a long time. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the unboxing. So this is a little switch up from Kate. She sent me these FedEx. They usually come DHL. I don't know if there was something going on with the DHL protocol, but she got them to me in a timely manner from FedEx. I actually like FedEx, so it is all to the good. Let's go ahead and get these bad boys out of the box. I've actually got a pair of 350s from KICKZE before. They were the non-reflective, like a black pair. Really enjoyed them. So this is an interesting pair, and this is pretty similar to what Adidas has been doing with all the 350s, being lazy with the colorway names. They named this CINDER, CINDER, and CINDER. And obviously the entire shoe is not CINDER. CINDER, I believe, is like a brownish color, which I think is what they have on the bottom. Which is kind of funny because no one really sees the bottom of the shoe. And there's also a little yellow piece under there, which makes it very interesting for them to release this shoe just calling it CINDER. But anyway, before I jump fully into the details of the shoe, looking at the box here, that is the old box from a pair of cream whites that actually says Adidas. If I can go back up, there we go, adidas.com/Kanye. And the newer boxes, I noticed that they removed the web link for some reason. It's just a little observation. I don't know why they did it. Maybe because you go to Yeezy Supply now, but if you have the older box and you're sort of a collector, it's kind of a collector's item at this point. So just a little detail I noticed. All right, so here we go again with this charcoal looking upper that Adidas has been using lately with their 350s. It's not a black upper, it's like a off black colorway. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's just not deep black. It's kind of charcoalish. It could be what they're referring to as CINDER, but I highly doubt it. When I'm looking at 350s, the first thing I have a habit to look at is this back tab here, because makers usually mess this part up. It's supposed to be boxed in and tight, and I'll show you that with another retail pair of 350s, but I never see companies getting that part, the pull tab, right. I actually like the 350s that don't have a pull tab at all, but it is what it is. So here's this peanut buttery gum bottom, which I really like. The little yellow is a beautiful touch. I wish there was yellow hints somewhere else on the shoe, like maybe on the pull tab in the stitching, but it's a nice touch. I've been seeing them do this a little bit more as well. This is the closest I can probably get with this camera to take a look at the boost. It looks pretty good to me, and it feels pretty good, so I'll try to compare that to the other 350 as well, but KICKZE usually does a good job. I think they're using the BASF boost, which is like the authentic standard of the boost system. Adidas actually partnered with a company, BASF or Slade, and BASF created the technology of the closed cell elastic particle foam that goes by the trade name of Infinergy. I actually went a half size down. I went with the 10. They were really big. The laces were really long. The laces kind of look long on these as well, but this is a 9.5, which fits exactly or similar to the retail pairs. Here are the tags. That's a pretty standard touch right there. I'm not sure if you can say, hey, your tags look non-legit and call somebody out. I mean, I don't actually call people out about their sneakers because they're just sneakers, but that's what the tags look like. I don't have any tags on my other retail Yeezy, so I can't really compare them, but I mean, they're just tags. So they also have this semi-reflective stripe on the side, and I actually really like that. I'm not into the fully reflective sneakers or glow-in-the-dark stuff, but I think it is a nice touch for them to put that semi type of stripe on there. It's different, and it's a clean pair of sneakers, I must say. Okay, so I lied. On my cream whites from many years ago, they still have the tags on them. I've never really unboxed them. I only wore them around the house. I actually wore one shoe around the house a couple times. And I pretty much use these as my standard to compare UA 350s to a retail pair of 350s. And I'm noticing that they've changed the 350 over the years. As you can see, that pull tab on the white pair is tight and right. The one on the left is not tight, and I'm not sure it has the same amount of stitches in it. Again, these are minuscule details, but they do count if you're looking to spend this type of money on this sneaker. But that's the #1 giveaway when you're comparing. And I don't know if it's just the older versions of the 350s, which I think is the best batch they ever came out with. But I mean, there's certain differences that I still haven't seen any UA company nail. Pretty much like the feel of it, that back pull tab, the collar height, and I'll get into that a little later. The toe boxes aren't really that different, but I think on the newer generation of the 350s, the stitching pattern is a different approach at this point. If you look really closely there's different angles to it. It's just kind of a different pattern. I'm trying to get the best angle so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But I think the 350 has changed. The V2, I guess. Here's the best angle I can possibly get of the cream white retail pair from many years back. I'm messing around my lighting because the white shoes tend to blow out on camera. So just pay attention to the stitching quality. To me, that looks pretty good. Also, the rubber around the tip of the toe also was done differently back then. It's a little bit more pointed on the KICKZE shoe. You look at the toe box, the rubber I'm talking about right at the tip. It just looks a little different to me. I don't know if that's off. It just looks a little different. You be the judge. Both of them now. The KICKZE one to me looks a little bit pointed, and the white one looks more rounded, more contoured. But the Yeezy Yeezy 350s kind of look like the KICKZE version as well. So I don't know. Here's all three of them, and here's a quick look at the Yeezy with the CINDER KICKZE version. So like I said, the Yeezy, or whatever you want to call them, it looks a little bit more pointed. Maybe the way they're stitching at the toe box, but I don't want to stick on the toe box for too long, so let's keep moving, guys. Here's a look at the boost on both of those. I'm comparing this sneaker because it's a newer version of a 350, and I have worn those outside a couple times, but look at the texture of the boost. Pause it if you need to. Here's a quick look at them with a black light. Shout out to my man Mass Lotto Scratcher for recommending me using a black light. I didn't see anything weird with them, but I figured I'd show the boost under black light. People are doing that. But to me, they look clean, guys. I mean, it's nice to have a black pair of Yeezys that actually fit. So if you're going to buy a pair of Yeezys from KICKZE, go a half size down. I promise you, you will not be disappointed going a half size down. Another little thing I noticed while analyzing the sneakers is that the Adidas Yeezy stamp is a little to the left compared to the newer retail version and the older retail version. That's me making marks on a piece of paper, so you can kind of see the pen wasn't working that good, but here's me trying to make marks, and I'm going to mark the other sole so you can see what I'm talking about. And I know this is probably doesn't have any value at all because that inside Adidas Yeezy is going to wipe off, but it's just one thing I noticed. So out of those two lines, that's how far off the Adidas Yeezy stamp is on the black sole. It's just off to the left a little bit, and it's just something I noticed. It's worth pointing out because, you know, that's what I do. Okay, here we are with the on feet part of the video, and again, they're super comfortable. They got the boost technology. Wearing them with a pair of black jeans, which you can't lose with 350s. They look good with skinny pants, skinny joggers. I'm not going to switch a bunch of styles on this video, but there's other videos for that as well if you want to get into how to style them. I'm not really a stylistic type of person, but I want to make sure I'm giving you all the details and kind of give you an idea of what they will look like on your foot. KICKZE 350s always make me feel like I'm sitting on top of the insole just a little bit. They make me feel like I'm sitting a little higher or standing a little higher in the shoe compared to the retail version. I don't know why that happens that way. Here is a top down or looking down at your feet view. This is a very important view for myself. When I'm looking down at my feet, they gotta look right. But you know, you really just can't go wrong with these. One thing I will point out, that collar, where the laces are, where my pants are tucking in, that collar seems to be a little bit more wider. And what I mean by wider is when you're putting your foot in the shoe, there's less collar to slide into. When you put your foot in a retail pair in a size 10, this is a 9.5, keep that in mind. When I'm putting my foot in a size 10 retail, there's a little resistance to getting it in. And I'm talking about pairs I've worn extensively. I have another pair of cream whites that I've actually worn more than that dead stock pair. And the collar is just a little wide from a retail pair. I don't know how that's turning out that way, but it is. They just seem still a little bigger than their retail. Here they are in a pair of sweatpants joggers and an Adidas sock. This time I remembered not to wear Nike socks with Adidas. And of course, Yeezy 350s go perfect with jogger style pants, with the tapered style right on your ankle. You can't lose. These shoes look like they're athletic, but trust me, these are not an athletic performance type of shoe. These are more back to the athleisure type of thing again. Athletic leisure, meaning you throw these on after you get done playing a game of hoops or weightlifting. I wouldn't even recommend weightlifting in them because they're too soft. So I guess my final thoughts would be is I love the shoe, super comfortable, worth every penny from KICKZE. Make sure you use my code down below. And again, I buy all my sneakers. I don't condone selling fakes or UAs, replicas, whatever you want to call them. I don't condone selling them. If you want to buy them, that's all on you. But this is a beautiful pair of shoes. My only con or gripe about them is they keep making them just too big and they keep making the laces too big. I'm actually looking for a smaller lace size, but other than that, they're great shoes. Shout out to KICKZE again for doing me a solid. I love you guys. I got some other videos coming up. I'm cooking up some other stuff. Hope everyone is doing well in this quarantine. Peace and love. I will catch you in the next video. Thumbs up, like, do all that good stuff, and you guys take care.